Welcome back to Rachel Be the Healthy Wee. Today I'm going to share with you how I soak off my nails. So let me go ahead and show you what I use and then we'll get straight into it. So I like to use these little cotton pads because they soak up a good amount of acetone. Speaking of acetone, we're going to use 100% pure acetone. Now with that, I like to then fold them over and place them over the nail and then secure them with foil. Not only does the foil keep the acetone from evaporating, but it also keeps the heat of your finger, which helps with the penetration on whatever product you're using. These I happen to actually place on with an Apres style, so I've got builder gel underneath here. You're also going to want a cutter. There's no point soaking that when there's no natural nail there. So I like to use these, but if you don't have those, just a regular pair where you can cut from each side will also work. You can use a hand file, 100, 180, because you're going to want to take any kind of gel polish or the shine off so that the acetone can penetrate. I have an e-file, so I typically use that, but if you don't, you can use a hand file. Then lastly, some people like to use these little scrapers to scrape down when they're pulling it off. I personally just like to use a cuticle pusher so I can gently just kind of alleviate myself of the product. So typically what I do is, as you'll see, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go in, and typically I kind of look from the back to see where my natural nail is so that I'm cutting the false, as you can see. So that's off there, and you can see there's my natural nail up there. And then you're going to come in, and so that it's not super loud, I'm going to use the hand file instead of using the electronic file. And then you're going to break that barrier, because especially for me, I have top coat on. Now, if you're using a hand file, that's all you need to do. Then we could do the acetone. But typically, because I have access to an e-file, I'll use that and actually take this as thin as I can. And let me show you that in just a sec. All right, as you can see here, I've used my e-file, and you can see just how thin I was able to get that. So now we would go ahead and take our cotton and grab some acetone. We're going to soak that nicely, nice and wet. We're going to place it on our thumb like so. I like to hold it with my other finger. And then we're going to grab a foil. And I like to fold it like so, fold it over, then fold it in. And just clamp it on down. Then I typically go ahead and set my timer for 7 to 10 minutes, and then I watch TV or work on the computer or something. I usually do one hand at a time, so I have a hand that's still working, functioning when I'm doing this. And then we'll come back and go ahead and scrape it off and show you what that looks like. All right, so as you can see, my whole hand is foiled, and let's go ahead and take one of these off. As you know, through the power of editing or TV. And as you can see, that's what you're going to look like. You can either use this to come along and just pull up like so, or as I said, if you're one who likes to use, I personally like the cuticle pusher better, you're going to go ahead and just come in and gently, I know it sounds bad because it's running across the gel, but it's really, I'm being really gentle with it. It's really, I'm not pushing hard at all. So I like to do that, and because I like to be gentle, I'll sometimes at this stage come in with the file and just roll off the excess. And if you feel like there's some and you can see that there's a little bit still left that you didn't get, feel free to just slap it back in and let it cook a little bit longer. Honestly, typically with that amount, you only need to let it cook long enough to go ahead and do the rest of these and come back to it. So I'll show you when everything's finished. So I obviously started the thumb first, so we have that one completed, and as you can see here, That's what it looks like when we're all done. Now, if we were putting on another set, we could go directly to that. And if you have a smidgen of product left over on the nail, like I think I have like a tiny bit right there. If you're going to put another set on, don't even worry about that. You're going to do more damage to your natural nail than it's worth. And it leaves a protective layer, so no big deal. Otherwise, you can, if you're not going to put another set on, you can go ahead and shine these up, put some cuticle oil on and take care of your cuticles and leave them be. So there you have it. That's how I do my soak-offs when I'm removing my nails, and it typically only takes about 15-20 minutes and good to go. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you soon.